Right, so in today's video, I'm going to show you a great little drill to really improve your ball striking with your irons. Right, so ball striking with the irons and fairway woods, anytime the ball's on the floor really. As a general rule, I think the higher the handicap golfer, the more they struggle with this. I think part of it is a misconception as to what they're trying to achieve. And then second of all, I think it's generally poor execution. And that's not to say that they don't hit good shots. I think they do hit good shots, but the challenge is when they hit that good one, they don't really understand what they've done, and therefore it's really difficult to do another good one. So in today's video, I'm going to show you a great little drill. Once you understand where you're trying to get at impact, of how you're going to achieve that on a much more regular basis. Right then guys, so as you're working through this video with me, if you're enjoying today's content and you don't currently subscribe to my channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button below. Remember to ring that notification bell though, because that way you'll find out whenever I drop a new video, and then it'll stop you having to message me saying, I've missed your last 2 or 3 videos. So click the button, ring the bell, and then you'll get my content as soon as it's dropped. But for now, let's improve that ball striking. So just pre-lockdown, I got to play a couple of days golf with a group of fellow golfers and played with, I think, 4 different guys over the couple of days. And it was really interesting to see how many golfers really struggled, particularly the higher handicappers, making sure that they struck the ball correctly, particularly when the golf ball was on the floor. So that's what I'm going to really tackle in today's lesson. So the big thing for me is when golfers get at address, I think a lot of golfers do a pretty decent job of how they set up to the golf ball. But there's a big misconception as to what they're trying to do at impact. And all I saw for the 2 days was golfers trying to get underneath the golf ball, kind of catching the ground behind or missing the ground and the club travelling up. And you don't see any of the best players in the world do that. So I think the first thing we need to understand is what position are we trying to get into at impact. So I think a great way of feeling where you should be at impact is to set yourself up where you would do. And then from here, I want you to feel that your hips move slightly towards where the target would be. The handle of the club moves forward, and then you allow your body to start to turn out of the way. So that'd be a really nice position to be feeling. Now, a really good way is put something with a little bit of weight. So you could, even inside, you could use a door frame. Put the club into the door. I've got my practice ball bag here. So all I'm going to do is hips forward, handle forward, and turn my body out of the way. And I can feel how that practice ball bag is then acting as a resistance, and I can really feel how I'm pushing against that bag. So the first thing I would want golfers to do is rehearse that position. So get that feeling, set themselves up, and get that feel for where they're looking to do. And to begin with, just hit some very short shots. And I want you to hit almost as many full shots as you can until you feel you can really replicate that. So you're going to get into address, move into where you think you'd like impact to be. So it's almost a little bit of a Matt Wolf rehearsal. So that's great. And then just hit some very almost waist height to waist height swings. Don't worry where the golf ball is going to begin with. And we're seeing there that my club is now moving down into the golf ball. My low point would have been 4.5 inches after the ball. So that's really starting to get that ball and then ground contact. So again, rehearse the little feeling and then a little swing. And again, really starting to get that low point a long way after the golf ball. And certainly for me, you know, I mentioned the couple of days golfing I had away. The guys I played with, they still hit some good iron shots. And particularly when they hit that really good one, they'd kind of look at me and go, that felt completely different to every other shot I've hit. And I don't really understand how it's happened, why it's happened, therefore they can't repeat it. And it was very difficult because obviously when I'm out on the golf course and it's a social game, I want to try and help, but I think sometimes golfers just need to kind of get on with what they're doing. We kind of explained a little bit about what they needed to achieve, but they need to kind of play and get it round in the score and then go away, practice, and that's where this can be a great little drill to improve that ball striking. So from there, again, we're going to feel where I want to be at impact. One more little swing. And even for me, that's very exaggerated for where I would normally be. So once you feel that you can really get that, then we want to put a little bit more length into that swing. Again, rehearse that impact position, and then maybe a 3/4 shot. And it feels so powerful when you're able to do that. So again, let's go one more of those 3/4. I don't want to upset myself and look at distances here because that almost felt like that might have gone as far as my full shot. Let's go one more 3/4, rehearse that impact position, and then try and get as close to there as we can. So you see, not quite as good, and that's definitely what I see as my swing gets longer. Right, so now, once you've done lots and lots of those, and this might not be something that in one practice session you're perfect with. I don't mind that. Keep working on it and you only get good at what you practice. So if you get better and better at doing this, this will transform your ball striking, I promise you. Right, so now, again, we're going to rehearse the impact position and then try and get there with a full swing. So you see, the longer I get with my swing, maybe the slightly less good I get at this. So it's not a big surprise. So let's have one more full one. Rehearse. That really feels good. Feels very into my left side there. And again. So it's off to the left. Not finishing on that one. Let's go one more. Let's maybe go back to that 3/4 one just to try and exaggerate the feeling. Okay, so that feels good. That felt really strong. And maybe I just need to hit more and more 3/4 shots. Right then guys, so hopefully if you've watched the video to this stage, you agree with me that that's a great little drill to help improve your ball striking. Like I said, predominantly irons, but it could be hybrids and fairway woods when the golf ball's on the floor. So it might be, like a lot of golfers, a little bit of a misunderstanding from you to begin with, that you're not trying to get the ball in the air, you're actually trying to get the club moving down into impact and use the loft of the club better. Now, once you understand that, then I think it's a little bit easier to start actually rehearsing that impact position like we spoke about. Once you can rehearse it, then you can get into those little swings, really get that grooved, really feel it's nice and exaggerated. Then you can put more length back into the swing and try and replicate that impact position. Now, you could see even with me though, when I was very short with my swing, I was really, really good with it. But the more length in my swing, maybe the less exaggerated it became, and therefore the less I compressed the ball. And even though my ball striking was still good, I personally feel when I make that 3/4 length backswing that I really, really crush it, really hit those irons pure, compress it great, and really get some very, very good iron shots. I'm working on a couple of things in my swing, but if you're somebody that needs to improve your ball striking, stick with this. Might not be instant, but if you can stick with it, get good, the results will come, and it will change your ball striking. Not to say you're not doing it occasionally at the moment, but we'd love to do that more often, wouldn't we? So guys, hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, like it and share it, comment below and I'll get back to as many people as I can. If you have enjoyed today's video and you don't currently subscribe, please consider clicking the button below, ring that notification bell, and then you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here soon. Stay in contact.